Your experience is that your family and your friends helped you through it a lot. But if you hadn't have told them about it and expressed what the situation was, they wouldn't have been able to help you or be there to pick you up from school or be able to comfort you because they wouldn't know what was going on. You could have just been coming home from school and locking yourself in the room. Oh, Camille's back from school, he's just going on his game again. Not knowing that was your coping mechanism. So I think that's another key thing to take out of it. So try and move it on to something a bit more light-heartedness, but I did want to touch on that because I said it's quite rampant within the younger generations nowadays. Not necessarily for gaming. Gaming is huge now, and it's like if you are really good at a game, you're the top of the pecking order. Where it used to be like your football or this, that, and the other. Now it's not evening itself out, and gaming's taken hold of it.
Definitely.
If you'd have been at school 5, 6, even 10 years later.
It'd be different, way different. Way different.
it's also credit to yourself of how you've come out from that, and a lot of people will know, and if they don't know, they will find out that you're well renowned for your contagious laugh and smile. That is one of the first things I ever noticed about you. It's that laugh, and the fact that you're still able to just see the funny side of life and smile and laugh about anything, regardless if you're still going through things now or previously. A lot of people let them affect it to their day, whereas you seem to have gone, right, well, it's in the past, it's in the past. I won't forget it, but I won't let it control me now. And you said you laugh, you smile, and you kind of make each day better than the last. And I think if you have that mindset like you do, you can't go wrong with it.
No, 100%.
So going back to obviously the gaming thing, you started into World at War, this, that, and the other, and you started to realise you were getting good. Were you just solely pub stomping, like your old school domination? Hardpoint weren't about back then, but it was mainly domination, team deathmatch, your free for all, and your S&D. So was you more of an out and out fragger in like your dominations and your team deathmatches, or was you more aiming towards the tactical side of search and destroy, where it's more of a team orientated game, a bit more tactics, this, that, and the other?
Both really. I knew I had the knack for slaying, but my brain worked a lot differently, and it still does to a lot of people when it comes into game. You know, people always question how did you think that? How did you think so far ahead? I don't know. I've had it growing up. I treat Call of Duty as a game of chess. And in Warzone, there is 140 or 150 other chess players that I'm playing against, and sometimes you have to beat 4 at the same time. And that is the way I process every little bit of information. My game and my life is one massive game of chess, and I am just one single player on the board, one single piece on the board. I'm the pawn or the king, whatever you want to call it, a horse, whatever you want to call it. I am one of those. And that's how I treat every single one of my moves. You know, some days I switch off and I'll just, rush into things and I'll have a bad day. Yeah, but if days I'm switched on, which is majority of the days, everything is very thought out very carefully, and that's one of the things I always get, praised on through my community is that, Jaff, how do you think the ways you do? I want you to start giving live action commentaries and want you to start talking back through your things, and I talk through it and I still get asked questions because people still don't understand my decision making, So, I've always been out and out slayer. But I've always had that crazy knack for that clutch factor. No one has it like me. I've always said it. I'll always put myself up there that I am one of the best clutches in the world, and I'll always swear by it because I do think I do.
And you've shown it several times. I mean, 100%. I've been watching you for now. How long we've been? 3 years. Beginning of lockdown. So give or take 3 years that I've been just being in a stream, watching you, to moving into separate different roles to help you, this, that, and the other, and I've seen how you operate, and there's not many people like it. A lot of people have that autopilot of see someone, they snap, they kill, but they don't automatically think, oh, that person can rotate, they could come from this angle, this angle, this angle, so my best position to be able to play against all three of those possibilities is to play here or here. They'll just sit there and hope to reactions, where you have got the reactions, but you also can see, right, if I play myself on this corner, I can see 3 different avenues where they could possibly come from, and this is my best opportunity to win the gunfight. That's brilliant. So when you were younger, you used to play some S&D tournaments, from what I believe.
So
were they mainly online to begin with?
So I never played LAN for a very long time. I grew up just pub stomping, being that pub stomper, never made content on it. I just grew up and worked my way up in clan ranks. I was a part of some of the best clans in Europe back in the day for Clan Wars, Aatrox, to name a few. I got scattered by some like crazy like American clans that went back in the day, back in, you know, like the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and Ghost Days and Advanced Warfare. Clan Wars was a massive thing, a monumental thing, and every team wanted me.
So for people that don't know, clans are what orgs and teams used to be called. So your Optic, your Phases, your 100 Thieves, they're organisations now, but way back in the day, it was called a clan. So
and they'd have pub stomping teams. And obviously they compete in things like Clan Wars in-game, and it would be for rewards in-game. So Advanced Warfare Ghost was, you know, the 2 of the best Call of Duties that it had it on, but you compete for skins, everything like that. You have to play like across of a weekend between like something like 7 and 11. You have to play loads of games, and it was like the most points won. And I was always put on the teams with the weakest squad players to make sure that I evened out the 11 player field, to make sure that I maximised the points. I was always at the very top, no matter the leaderboard and no matter who I played with. I was the top most point contributor, and every team wanted me. I got offered by loads of different teams. Never got salary or anything like that back then, because salary wasn't a thing for pub stompers. But there was one team that offered me 200 quid to join them. But it just happened that a couple of my friends were playing in this one clan that I was already in, so I didn't want to leave it because I just wanted to play with my friend. It was just the way of me playing with my friends at the end of the day on a very sweaty level. So that's basically the start of it. Advanced Warfare came along, and some of the people are part of Aatrox that I was a part of. They play GBs. Now, if you don't know what GBs are, it's called Game Battles. MLG make it, Major League Gaming, and essentially it is like your 3v3, 2v2, 4v4, 1v1 sometimes, search and destroy matches for points, online credit, leaderboard credits. That's all it is. Now
bragging rights.
Bragging rights. Now you could play tournaments on those websites, but back then I was still very new to it, so I never did that. But the likes of like, like FaZe, Optic, they grew their name through game battles back in the old days. Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 5. That is where Optic was named. Hex made Optic on Game Battle's website, and that's where it started. As a sniper team, and they did GBs, and it turned into the massive monumental organization it is today.